telling us as being offline, by the way. So give it a second. Hello? Can you hear us? We have light.
Let there be light.
I was right. It merely took the power of turn it off and then back on again.
I had to lick the electrical socket.
That's gross. Grant did not do that. We're back to painting now.
Look at that. Troubleshooting.
Yeah, unfortunately, our lights that we have here.
No. All this talk. Mose, Tech Elf. No, please. We love Chris. He's a glorious man. He'll be back shortly when his mustache comes back. No, he'll be back. Wirehead, the magic of IT department wisdom. You know, unfortunately, Wire, the subsection of IT I was in, we could not power cycle to fix problems. That would have gotten us fired.
Yeah, there are some things you just can't power cycle. In this case, we couldn't power cycle that while the stream was on. That would have been not good.
We don't want you guys to see us running around sweating. Papa Chicken. Not gonna lie, I'm a little frustrated that Baby J can paint so casually without stressing about the end result, and 2, that he gets such a good result while being so nonchalant. You know, honestly, chat, there is only one mode of Baby J, and that is chill, calm, and collected.
Lol.
Except when I'm giving directions, and then it's just it's a whole different.
You get a different Baby J.
Get a different Baby J. Vipus says I usually go straight for the diagnostic tool. A 2-pound hammer. Extreme, but could possibly work.
Look at that, Grant. We handled the first ever problem with stream
for us.
That Chris was not here for.
Yeah.
No, for you. I've been here when streams caused problems before.
Chat's talking about how smooth you're making this line work go. Do you have tips on how to practice line work? Would you do it on a piece of paper? How would you do that?
Yeah, so I mean, for one is getting a really good idea of, and you can zoom in a little bit on this guy if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just one second, chat. There we go. Oh, look at that professionalism.
So one of the ways to do it is to have a really good understanding of what the shape is supposed to be, right? And so that's why I pulled up lots of references, because I want to make sure that I get it right. So,
you're cheating though, chat. See that helmet in the middle has a bump? He's just painting around it. I thought he actually free-handed it.
What do you mean?
Doesn't it? Move the figure. Isn't there a bump on the top of the helmet? Like a mohawk?
There is.
Mohawk helmet mohawk?
Yeah, there is a bump on the top of the helmet. So you can kind of just follow that line.
Yeah. But in all fairness though, and I interrupted you, it's what I'm good at. So you would practice, you would freehand on paper, you would freehand on other models?
Yeah, freehand on other models. You can do stuff take the back of this model and you're I want to freehand a triangle, right?
How about Paisley? Could you do that?
Nope.
Okay.
So if I wanted to do a triangle, right?
Okay.
Or let's say I want to do a design on the edge of this base.
Yeah.
I practice by doing, thin straight lines or equally thick lines, right? So let's say I want to have this be a little bit thicker line.
Okay.
Right? Nice and symmetrical on both sides. And then you want to measure out a distance that's pretty much equal.
And you're just eyeballing this.
Yeah.
You didn't bring out like a small ruler that we hid. I like that. You do make it look effortless. And honestly, Chad, it's just practice.
Yeah, a lot of this is just the more you practice, the better you're going to be at just getting it the first time. But if you mess it up, right? Like if I did one of these, oops, right? And you're like, Jordan, how dare you? You screwed it up.
Well, okay, wait, really fast. I'm going to interrupt. If you mess it up with a line like that, wouldn't you just paint the thickness of the other two lines and you wouldn't even see that mess up?
Yeah, but you could also do something like this, right? Say I did that.
Yeah, okay.
Right? That's obviously a mistake. So I'm going to get that to dry really quick because that's still wet. And you want to wait. In this particular case, you want to wait for it to dry because you're going to paint on top of it with white. So I'm going to take bold titanium white.
The boldest.
And the titaniumist of the white. All right, it is dry now. So, and then you're just going to take the other side and you're going to cut a line where it was supposed to be. Right?
Yeah.
So, you start at the edge.
Now, do you always pull the brush towards you, right, when you're doing line work?
I like to personally, yeah.
Does it give you more control, or is that
Yes.
just a natural feel to you?
Is a natural feel to me, right? So, if I wanted to do some more crazy designs, right? Let's say I want to make these lines have little hash marks in them. Or if I want to do hazard stripes, right? I can start cutting away at the line that I've already made.
Okay, I see.
To adjust the design. Or if I want to do little diamonds or little
And you're looking at this as blocks. You're looking at this as like, I'm going to set this up in very simple shapes and connect the shapes to make the diamonds.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So you want to take it like one little step at a time. So for example, if I wanted to do like let's say I want to do like a figure eight or something, right? Instead of just painting a figure eight on here, I might start by doing like triangles. So I'll be like, okay, we do this, we do this, all right, we do an X, and then we do another X, and then we do another X.
Now, are these framing X's?
Yeah, so I mean, you can see the figure eight here, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I've now made an 8 shape. But now you want to smooth it out. So I'm going to smooth out these bottom edges, right?
No panic bomb. They didn't come take Chris away. He just felt like he wanted to
do the same on the other side.
Give me a chance, and he wanted to be at home painting dark pink plaid. Okay, and then you're going to use the white to get rid of the rest of the guides?
100%.
Okay.
Right? So now we have figure eight.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back with the white.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see what you're doing. And then you're rounding with the white as well so that you have a more defined 8.
Yes.
Now, if you could do a 66... Oh, it was Order 66, correct?
It was already 66.
That was the order to retire Jedi, I believe.
Yes, they retired.
No pensions for them. Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. Thank you for answering that, because I honestly, of all my painting over the years, I've not done that. I have not really painted numbers. I did, as a younger lad, make with a hobby knife a stencil and then painted over the stencil to have the number,
Mm-hmm.
and then to avoid what was clearly not a perfect stencil, I would battle damage over the numbers. Like if I was doing a tank or a Jeep or something. I was a big dorky kid. I painted a lot of military stuff growing up.
Yeah, I mean, doing a little bit of stippling is great, right? I mean, here's a good example. I'll come back on this guy, right? And I'll take some of that white, really loose.
The Lord and Xavier asked, can you use something like this to paint a checker box pattern? Yeah, I'm going to answer for Jordan. Looking at the line guiding and how you're blocking with lines and shapes, you could pretty much make anything. I mean, you would have to imagine how it would fit in the structure of the boxes that you're making, of course. But practice drawing on a piece of paper, that would go far. And every time that I see Jason and Jordan paint, I have to remind myself, and other painters too, I have to remind myself how much they've actually painted in their lives. And a lot of it is just at this point, not to take away the understanding, but it's a whole lot of theory about color, but it's a whole lot of practice, just straight practice, and getting to know how it feels yourself.
The theory can be taught. The physical experience must be experienced.
I would imagine it's a lot like learning an instrument or anything else.
Learning to draw,
Yeah,
all that sort of thing. You don't spend the time physically doing it.
my
Gonna...
third grade teacher, who also taught art in my primary and secondary schools a long time ago, told me that I failed at painting stick figures and that I should just stop in general. And so I stopped, or not painting, drawing. And so I stopped drawing. I went into other avenues of art for creativity. I did a lot of sculpting. I think that's why I really love to make terrain. I like to do a lot of bases. I like to do a lot of, army on parade display boxes and stuff. Because of that, I should go back and start to practice how to draw. That would probably help a lot with something like this with freehand.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, so I think that's where we're gonna. I think we're just gonna go dark gray blue with the blue on top of it. I like the way that it looks. It's got that nice finish.
So then the formula is on the white, it's dark gray blue.
Yep.
And then blue on top.
Yep.
And then are you going to do any sort of, because you're army batch painting, I doubt you're going to do highlights except at the very end process, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now that makes sense. And chat, the cool thing about batch painting for me personally, and I'm going to throw a lot of insights that you guys probably don't want to hear, so just suffer through it. You can always go back and do the details, right? Get your colors in there, get the idea in there, tell the story with the model, and then go back and start to spruce stuff up.
If you have time or if you want to spend the time.
Or yeah, and really, if you notice, and this is all games across the board when it comes to armies, the specialty characters are going to have a little bit more detail. Sergeants for Space Marines, you know, the apothecaries, Jedi in this game. Papa Chicken, go back and do the details later. Who does this guy think he is? I think that I'm a budding creative artist that is way behind the curve. Absolutely fantastic work, by the way, Jordan. Could you go back for anybody that's joining us the third day into the third day, because we did October on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What is the recipe for the white armor?
Yeah, so it's white primer essentially. So white primer over a black base coat. It's essentially like a really overall zenithal, so covering more than you normally would. The next part is a wash of black wash and Payne's gray wash. 3 parts Payne's gray wash, 1 part black wash. So we did like a 30 drops of Payne's gray, 10 drops of black wash, 16 drops of glaze and wash medium, and a splash of water. Right. That was our recipe.
Okay.
And then we threw that over the model, let it dry, and then we went back with a dry brush of ivory, a dry brush of bold titanium white, and then we did the basing. We put some of the brown earth, fine basing texture,
the finest of brown earth,
and then now we're doing the blue trim for 501st, and that is being done with dark gray blue followed up by blue.
Yeah. Now, with all of this said and done, it's batch painting. You usually blow. Jordan's already told us, you know, that he does it by squad, which makes a lot of sense. I would go insane if I had to do 80 of them in one sitting. I would just get bored with the process. If I had to do 80 white armors, and then I had to do all the black, and then all of the trim pieces. And for batch painting, I would imagine that skill sets such as dry brushing go a long way to speed up the process.
Yeah, I think generally the more simple that you can make the process, the better off it's going to look. Right? Like even if you're a really accomplished painter, right? Like I'm not making this recipe complicated. Because if I made it complicated, it would be a pain in the butt to do.
Yeah.
And I want it to be easy.
I do another pro tip. Write your recipes down in a book. Please. I have found myself, especially with Bretonians that I did, I would go back to continue the army, and yeah, it was nerve-wracking trying to recreate the recipe.
The work you'd already done.
Yeah. And then Stan4699 says, at Monument Hobbies, that's the hardest thing starting out. You watch tutorials, follow it perfectly, and they look nothing like what you don't really think at the time of how long they've been painting. Once you overcome comparing to anyone apart from yourself, you will finally see how much your painting has grown. You keep comparing to the pro painters who've been doing it for years, you may never see any progress. That's true.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, wow. Matt B., that's mean. Should drab brown, caramel brown, then dark ivory, but definitely not green and coal black. For those of you in chat, my formula for my salamanders is airbrush, primer, dark camo green, base, dark camo green, then camo green, then coal black, because I'm a simpleton. And if I want to give a little bit of pop, give it a little bit of edginess to it, I use decals. And I'm going to use that word decals because it drives Mr. Kinghorn insane. That's decals for you Americans. Lost Loafer, do you have an airbrush? Airbrush.
Is that a question for us?
It's just a question for chat. Honestly, airbrushing is my primary tool for painting now. The vast majority of all painting I do is airbrush, and then I tidy up with brush. Keep it simple. And that's another thing you can do. Like we were talking about practicing drawing lines. You can airbrush on a piece of paper, get the you know, if you have a dual action airbrush, get the feel of what that does, but also the consistency of line work. You could write in cursive if you know how to do that, or just write normal letters and get used to how it works and how it flows. And it'll make painting the model absolutely easier. I think Chris might have to fire me when he comes back and sees that you haven't done that many figures.
What do you mean?
Why have you not kept Jordan on track, Grant?
I mean, we got a lot done today.
We did. And I asked, the people wanted lines, and I asked for lines. It is Freehand November, if you guys haven't looked at our painting competition.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, this does totally qualify. All right, so.
Well, Wirehead, not all the Utes ever did learn how to do cursive. Panic Bomb Arcade. Chris can't keep himself on track 95% of the time. That's not fair, Panic Bomb. Chat. Chris is a busy. Christopher, my bad, is a busy man. He has a lot in his orbit. He juggles a lot, and I'm impressed and mesmerized by how much he can handle all of it. Yeah, we're doing Legion. We're fast tracking a Legion army, and Jordan's smacking it out of the park. We're learning how to batch paint.
Some clones.
Mose. So you're saying he's like Radar from MASH? I feel like that's a double-edged comment, sir. Lost Loafer. Finished Darth Vader? No. And Jordan won't actually paint Vader the way I want it, or Vader, Anakin the way I want. I'm like, can you cut him in half, put him on a lava base, and then have Obi-Wan above him on a rock? And he said no.
That's accurate. I wouldn't do that.
You would have to name the model, like you'd have to write in freehand High Ground as like the name of the model.
All right, we got 3 out of 22 done, chat.
3 out of 22.
3 out of
I mean,
22.
not bad for an hour and 55 minutes.
Whew.
Also, we had a 2.5-minute break trying to reset the lights.
Yes, we did run into some technical issues, but that's okay. We survived. We push on. We carry on.
But no,
Yeah.
I mean, this has been fun. I really appreciate you coming, Chad, and spending time with us, especially me. I probably won't produce for a very long time, but it was a blast to be here.
Grant made it on stream. Woo!
I troubleshot. Well, we have 4 minutes. Get more guys done.
I'm not going to get a whole nother guy done in 4 minutes.
You can get another 2 guys done. I've seen how fast you paint.
Nope. That is not going to happen.
Now, I didn't clickety respond to people. I responded via voice. Sorry about that. Learning all the ropes. I did not use the amazing sound machines. I did enjoy Papa Chicken's commentary. And we did pop the chicken once. We navigated. Oh, twice.
I squeezed the chicken's butt.
Yeah, we navigated everything. Man, this has been fun, chat. thanks for hanging out with us. That Chai Cat, the next time I produce stream, I will actually have a drink recipe for you called Thai Chai Cat. We'll fix that for you. And
Lord and Xavier, thank you so much. Pop the chicken, pop the chicken.
Do you
thank you so much.
Everybody try the texture tubes for basing.
We have many of them. They come in many different colors and grits.
Yes.
And they are very good for your miniatures.
We have brown coarse, fine, amazing.
All right. Shall we put up some links for these chatters?
Yeah. I'll figure out how to do that. What are we linking them to?
All right. We are going to, so go to the type message. And then you type !store. Boom. I don't know what the shortcut is for EU these days, so we won't type that one in.
Wait. I don't think I'm doing it right, because I did !store and nothing's coming up.
We'll figure that out.
Should we raid?
We are going to need
Should we Mad Max this madness?
Do you know how to raid, Grant?
I'm going to learn how to raid. As an orc player,
Chat,
I don't know how to raid.
Chat, I'm going to help Grant over here figure out how to do all the things. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are going to find somebody to raid. We are going to let you guys enjoy a little bit more hobby goodness for the rest of the evening.
And we'll see you around.
And
Thank you so much.
Around.
Jordan will be here tomorrow.
I will be back tomorrow. And Christopher will hopefully be back tomorrow.
If you need anything, you can hit me up at Grant M in the Monument Discord, and I'll pop up and I'll try to answer your questions in a timely fashion.
Beep boop, I am a robot. Go ahead and go back to the start streaming on the stream deck.